Hello, Mustang fans, and welcome to another episode of the Mustang Owners Podcast. I'm your host, John Clore, along with my co host, Mike Ray. And tonight we're going to try to answer that horrible, burning question that some Mustang people face in their lifetimes, and that's to sell or not to sell. Mike, we've both faced it, and very recently, people are struggling. Is there ever a good time to sell your Mustang? And we got to get an answer, Mike.
Yeah, and it depends on what car too it is right now. And yeah, as you know, me and you both have been contemplating getting rid of one of ours. And I personally have a Fox body, and Fox bodies are on fire right now. So, is it time to sell that? And like I said, and John, we always mentioned this before. I can relate it to the baseball cards. Michael Jordan cards right now are through the roof. So, a card that was worth $2,000 3 months ago is over $6,000 right now. That's how much it's going up, and it's insane. So it's the market, the time, the supply and demand, if you will, and what's hot in the market.
Yeah, and part of it is money, and some people that's not the issue. The issue is they get tired of it. So I want to not hang out with those people in the bar. They're but some of it, this is a perfect time. You get an offer that what's that line? I got an offer I can't refuse. That one.
Yeah.
So maybe it's that, or maybe it's timing your life. It's just you need, you got to get your kid out of jail. I don't know, whatever. So tonight, Mike, I thought before you and I start crying on everybody's shoulder about do we sell our personal cars or do we take an offer that we should have refused, or are we going to have the number one problem with this whole idea is regret. Oh yeah, we got
And
a great
another
price.
thing too, John, is our good friend Mike Berardi, right? I mean, he has so many, and Mike likes to sell his, but only to upgrade. So that's another way to look at it too. So if he has a 1980 Mustang and it's got 48,000 miles on it, and he finds one that has 22,000 miles, he's selling it, but he's upgrading to a lower mileage vehicle. So some people that have the opportunities to do that as well.
We're gonna have to talk to someone who's got a very special car as well because yes, I'm talking about thinning the herd, but other people talking about upgrade. That we got to find the answer to this for everybody on the podcast tonight. So let's bring in the owner of a very special 2000 Mustang SVT Cobra R, Shirley McArthur, all the way from the West Coast. Shirley, thank you for joining us tonight on the Mustang Owners Podcast.
You are most welcome. Thank you for having me on.
Well, Shirley, when I met you and I saw your car and I spent those years at SVT, I almost got in trouble over the Cobra R, the 2000, because a buddy of mine had to sneak into the Romeo engine plant and walk out with some cylinder head bolts for a racer for a 2000 Cobra R. So I'm very close to that car. And when I saw your car, the way you treated that car, does your husband get treated that well?
Probably not. he would say the car gets treated better than he
Oh,
does.
so your car was just awesome. It was just pristine, just perfect. I don't think, Mike, when John Claudia had the team roll those out of the assembly plant, that they were that beautiful. But Shirley somehow got that car in killer shape, showed the car, and then Mike, I heard she was in Concord de Elegances with it. She's taken it all over the country. People are, the jaw dropping 2000R, and then something happened. I got word that Shirley McArthur is going to be selling her Cobra R. And I thought, no, that's not even possible. But then Shirley mentioned that she could be selling her Cobra R. Now I thought, it's like Mike Ray selling his Fox body or John Clore selling his Cobra too. There must be something going on. Shirley. Don't call me Shirley.
Yeah,
You have to tell us something happened because now I hear you did not sell your Cobra R.
we did not.
What happened? What prompted you to think of selling it? And then what made you say, I'll regret it?
What we decided was it was about time for us to sell. We're getting near retirement.
Mhm.
And there really, unfortunately, this car show season really hasn't had a class for the 2000 Cobra R. So that kind of led us to, is it time to sell? We've had it since day one out of the factory, went to Duluth, Georgia. We bought it right then and there. And so we've owned it the 21 years well, 26 years now that the car has been out in production. And you just start to wonder when is the time to sell. And we were getting offers, but with what we know about build number 10, um, and the mileage that we have on it. And now, as you know, we have most all of the SVT team members have signed the car, as well as Carol Shelby. And then just recently, we did get Edsel Ford as well. He signed right next to Carol Shelby. So it's kind of a unique car in that sense. And it still is all original. We keep it under lock and key, I should say. We just decided maybe the time wasn't right. And we'd rather be comfortable in what the offer is and who it goes to. We're not just looking for some person off the street to come in and make an offer. We want somebody who is going to cherish it as much as we have and appreciate how many cars are left. There's not, out of the 300, there's not very many of them left. Um, I know most of the owners, I've found most all of the cars, and some of them are down to just an engine that you can buy. You can't even buy the car, it's just the engine. So it is a very special car to me, and it just was not the right time. I mean, when you're in tears because you're about ready to sell, it's not time.
Well, surely reinforces my faith in you, the way I've known you over the years and talked to you, Mike. We can absolutely relate to that because I know I don't want my car just going to Joe Schmuck on the internet, or like you, Mike. I think that some sheik in Saudi Arabia tried to buy your car.
I had a lot of close personal friends reach out and make me offers, and I said I was just thinking about selling it, but offers were coming in, so I'm not sad at any of the offers at all for sure, and it's still on the plate that I might do it.
Well, I mean, to Shirley's point, I mean, like I want to restore my other car, and I know that I just talked to Mike Berardi last week, and he did of course, Mike, he did a big horse, the big
Yeah,
green Mach 1, and I remember he had that down to a shell
yeah.
7 years ago. It took him seven
Oh yeah,
years
I
to.
remember when it was down to a shell. Yeah,
So if I don't get help and I try to do this on my own, I'm going to be 106 by the time my car's ready.
exactly.
So, like Shirley's mentioned, so you got to come up with funding. I'm going to get retirement soon. I'm going to be leaving Ford, and boy, are we going to have a podcast then. Uh, so I feel surely the same way that maybe I got a great offer. Should I cash in now? But and I think the person that offered me the money loves the car, and I don't think he'd do what everybody else does and make butcher
Yeah.
it because it's too. So I understand that, but surely did you? I mean, sooner or later, sometimes it is smart. So are you just waiting for that person, or is it going to be the offer and the person? And are you still kind of? Is it tugging at your heart, Shirley?
It is tugging. It really is the offer and the person. Um, we know what the car is worth after talking to several like you, um, and what we've done with the car. I have all of the paperwork from the day it was bought, everything that we've done with it, and then now we did get invited. Since we got invited to Colorado, to Morgan and Adams car show that's on the airport. But we are the only Mustang in
Wow.
the show. They're McLarens and airplanes and stuff, and we feel fortunate that we have a car like that. So there's the heartstrings keep tugging. Um, but for me, it's really going to be down to the offer and the person who takes the car. Um, we've had people go, well, how come you don't drive it? The minute if I were to buy it, I'm just gonna blow the tires off. And it's like, okay, you are not the person who is really going to love the fact that it is build number 10. Um, and it's still one of the rare originals out there. And it's been published twice now. The book Unbridled. We are in that book, and then his publishers brought out a second book, and they invited us to be part of that book too. So it just is a special car, and I am not ready to part with it. And we have a 95 Cobra R too,
Yeah.
that we originally owned from day one out of Landmark Ford here in Tigard. And about 5 years ago, the husband was like, I wonder whatever happened to that for his dad. And I'm like, okay. So I found it. And then I talked the guy into selling it to me. So we bought it back.
Oh,
Um, and it has 10,000 race miles on it. So there's
Wow.
another special car to us that was a beginning of the MacArthur collection, I guess you could say. So even that has heartstrings that it was something from my husband's father that we now own. And when we brought that car home from Las Vegas, he went out to the trailer and he was like, "You're finally home."
Wow.
So, and that's been at a Concours too. We took second place in La Jolla in the retired race car class. So it's both of the cars to us are very, very special. And
Well,
it
you're
will take someone special to buy it.
oh yeah, because you're these cars have pedigree now, not only on the track, but with your 2000, all the awards it's won, it all just adds to the pedigree of the car, and I guess it makes it tougher. I know, Mike. In your case, I mean, if you sell it, do you think you ever would have a chance like Shirley did to go back and buy a car back? Because usually when you sell them, you have a hell of a time even trying to find them after they're gone.
Yeah, at this stage in life for me, I mean, we're moving on to the next chapter, John, me and you. We're taking the podcast to the moon, right? So, I mean, that's kind of our focus right now of what we're trying to do. And we had a lot of fun with it. A lot of I was president for the Mustang Club for 20 years. We're trying to take our steps to go into our next chapter of our lives, for me and John, I'm hoping it's both of us feel the same way, is to take this podcast to another level, and that's what our focus is on right now, and what we're trying to do, and bring happiness and everything to our listeners and to all the owners of Mustangs or who have passion for Mustangs.
Well, I know Shirley, you've really helped a lot of people who are struggling with the same issue, and for some, it's just like Mike said, there maybe they're it's not a matter of thinning their herd. Maybe that it's financially they need a good deal, and maybe sometimes you do get that offer that's really enticing. But with you, Shirley, you're kind of making it a little more difficult by saying you don't want some guy, some yo-yo, after you took care of this thing so hard and just babied the car to somebody to go out and beat it, and it just would make you feel good as it drove away. In your case, you're going to be driving away with both tires smoking. You'd be screaming, "Oh, come back!
Yes.
I haven't cashed your check."
I probably would be that person if that's what they did. So, but they actually get the trailer with it, so I'm hoping they would keep it inside the trailer.
Mhm.
Wow.
They could do that with
you're
the trailer, but not the car.
you're
Yeah.
going to be a tough cookie, Shirley McArthur. I don't know. There will be a time. I think you'll come to that time. And I dodged a bullet because I really was really this close. And then when I went to look at my project car, what am I going to drive? Surely you still,
Well, you still
you're
got your
more,
'06, John.
yeah, I know, but Mike, I'm telling you what, you get an attachment to a car, even though that 77 was not the one I bought new, which was my
Right.
78. I get way more looks in a Cobra 2 that's perfect
I
at a
love that
show
car.
than I do with my '06. And
Yeah. Oh
surely,
yeah.
surely, Shirley's still taking this 2000R to shows, to events. So what happens when the call comes in? They go, "Hey, Shirley, can you bring your 2000R?" And she goes, "I sold it." What are you
Hmm.
gonna? What's gonna happen, Shirley?
I don't know. That's the hard question. Like when that phone call comes in and have to tell him that we finally sold the car, even then it's going to be heartstrings because we do get attached. Everybody gets attached to your Mustang. Like, it's either your first Mustang you ever bought, you bought it at 18. I hear it all the time from our friends in the Wranglers group that we belong to. A lot of them, it is a very hard decision to sell your Mustang. And I think that's why they're so popular is that you fall in love with them and they become a part of your family. They're just not a car. I could actually say the 2000 Cobra R would be my baby. And that's why I look to, is it the right time to sell? And if my heart isn't ready to let go, then it's not time. And I think that's what we all need to look at. Is it personal? Is it business related? Do you need money? But ultimately you have to feel right. And if you're not, it's not the right time.
Yeah,
John, our cars too is that, both of us love our cars that we were talking about selling too. But her car is really, in a different kind of level of like grail, if you will. Now, maybe not to some people. Some people will have it more directly exactly what they're looking for, but that's an all-time grail to most Mustang lovers is having a Cobra R of the 93, the 95, or the 2000. The 2000 obviously always looks like the monster with the 5.4, you know,
Yeah.
but and only 300 being built. And what was
The
that
big
car?
wing.
385 horsepower out of the gate, I think, right
That
back then.
Coletti,
And
that Coletti would
so
admit to.
yeah, you know, so but that's like if you're a collector, or the Berardis or the other people of the world, and you don't have a Cobra R, that's a main player piece in your collection. You know what I mean? You know, they can get Fox bodies or you know, Cobra twos and stuff, but getting a Cobra R is a little bit harder to find. And so, like I said, it's just a different level for something like that.
Yeah, so you know, we do get it. I think everyone who's struggling with what Shirley's going through, and Mike and I have both just looked at it this year. It's going to have to be in your gut feeling. Is it the right time? Because
Right.
if you have any ping of it's not, then Mike, you get what other people have. Now Shirley's got another car. You have another car. I've got. If we want to go to a car show, I can take my '06. You could take your '05. Shirley's got a '95R. But my worry is that when Shirley goes to another show with the 95, there's going to be in the back of her head, what would this show be like if I had my 2000R? And nothing
Or the
against,
other thing that'll happen is if she goes to a show and there's another R 2000 R there, right? And
Yeah,
then she doesn't have it, and then you're like, oh boy. So
Shirley, you're
yeah,
going to have to face that. That's going to be something that's going to happen when you move the 2000 Cobra R.
yeah. And we've actually been at a show with the 95, and there was another 2000 Cobra R there, and
No.
it was interesting that we didn't even know they were going to be there, and then in it rolled, and it was neat talking to the owner. Um, and seeing like, oh, he got it from a friend and he's loving and driving it and all this stuff. And he asked me what we had, and I pulled up a picture, and he was just like, first question out of the gate, well, how come you don't drive it? And it's like, it's build number 10. It and I have a letter from John Coletti, and Ford kept 1 through 9. A lot of them, they don't come out. Like number 9 has finally come out, but if you see the story about it, it was completely trashed,
so
and it's
surely we're
not
1 through 9.
worth
It's
it.
like Ford execs.
Yeah, 1 through 3 was kept from Ford. Number 2 and number 3 were raced, so they took off all the stickers and it ruined the paint. 4 through 9 were with SVT people.
Yep.
Um, with and then like the prototype is with another guy that they built the prototype.
Well, that's the thing, Mike. So she's really got to think that through. She
Yeah,
she really, it's not like something you and I can, it's not that I don't want to drive a different Mustang to a different show. It's just I'm worried about when I get my other one done, will I have regrets? Will I say I should have kept it? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. The fish that got away. And Mike, I think in your case that may be the same thing. You're
exactly the same. And and yeah, I mean, it's nice to have some extra money. I mean, no one's making tons and tons of money these days. And but also, but we don't drive a lot of it. You know what I mean? So, and like you said, we both have another car that we can drive. So it's a tough decision because you said you're attached to them. It's like a kid or an animal or anything else you want to say, but it depends on what time it is. Like like she was saying about is it the right person too? You want to go to a good home where it's going to be treasured, or where it's going to be showed, or where other people are going to be able to enjoy it too, where it's not just going to go and get tore up by a kid. Like my Fox body's all stock. So if
yeah.
is it going to get tore apart and like every other Fox body in the world has? You know what I mean? So yeah, it is a lot that goes into it, but I definitely think the price, the timing, and the person who it's going to all comes into effect.
Yeah, and I think everybody. Okay, so it looks to me like Shirley has the right attitude going into this. So we have to thank her for sharing her thoughts with us on the podcast tonight. That's a really important. It's an important thing to think about. Don't. Here's the only thing we can. Here's advice we can add. Let's take Shirley's advice about knowing who the person is and make sure the offer is right. But Mike, between the two of us, you also have to feel good about it. You also have to know that, hey, I know it's time, and that you're not going to. Your gut feeling is very important. And it's like you're like Mustangs are different than other cars. It's like, do you sell your dog when somebody else wants it and gives you a good deal on it? It's a member of the family, so you got to have a good feeling about it. You got to know financially it's the right move, and then think about not just, oh boy, I'm going to have this cash up front and maybe I can do this with it. Think about what it would be like without that car. And if you say, well, like some people do, Mike, well, I'm tired of it. Well, good for you. Go get another Mustang. But for you and I think we're too attached.
You know, John, another thing too is that, you know, how you always say in your presentations and everything, you know, when you're a Mustang owner, wherever you're parked in a parking lot, whatever, you turn around and look at that. Or like you said, when you put it in the garage at night, you turn around and say, good night, Betsy, right? Whatever. You know, who else does it? They don't do that with the Kias or the Hondas or whatever else it would be. So it makes it special in the Mustang world for sure.
Yeah, and that's what we want to impart to everybody out there. If you've got that, let's face it, Shirley, you're absolutely in love with your car. Your family loves it. It's a member of your family. So, it's like, are you going to send it off to school on the other side of the world? That's maybe the way you look at it.
Right.
I hope when you come to that, Shirley, that you're capable of saying, well, it's time. We just wish you luck.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm back on. We're having storms here in Oregon, so I'm sorry for jumping off for 2 or 3 minutes.
No, we were just talking about, you are giving the right attitude, make sure it's the right offer, make sure it's the right person. And then I think, Shirley, if it does leave and it goes, at least you feel better. You gave it a good home, and you just move on with your life, like Mike said.
Yep.
Well, Mike, that's the best we can tell everyone. I know it's a hard decision, yeah. What are you going to do? He said, like, you're not going to sell your dog. You can't trade in your mother-in-law, and you got to hang on to your Mustang until it's time to let it go. And hopefully Mike will find that same love and passion in another Mustang, because we're not going to ever go 1 minute without a Mustang in our garage.
Right.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that. Shirley, we thank you for your time. We're wishing you the best of luck with that 2000R and the 95R.
And keep us updated.
Yeah, keep us
I will
posted.
keep you updated for sure.
Keep us posted on it. And folks, if you have a comment you'd like to, what have you done? What was your secret to getting over departing of one of your favorite Mustangs out of your garage and seeing it drive off into
let's hear it for the mailbag.
Yeah, let's hear it from. If you guys have an idea how we can get through this very difficult time of thinking about selling your car, put it down in the comments. Send us an email, jclore@carsandcontext.com. And, don't forget to like and subscribe, because the YouTube algorithm will share these stories only if you like and subscribe, or maybe leave a comment, because we love to read those comments. You'll be in the mailbag. Shirley, again, thanks for your time. Mike, I'm hanging on to mine for now. What about you?
Me too.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, folks, we hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, we'll just have to catch you down the road.
Thank you.